Hey guys, the question we're going to answer today is what can law firms do to effectively use technical SEO to boost their search engine visibility and rankings so that more people find them, more people find you for the terms that you want them to find you for. So Backlinko has this nice definition of technical SEO that I think we should cover first. I'm just going to read it. It's technical SEO is the process of ensuring that a website meets the technical requirements of modern search engines with the goal of improving organic rankings. Important elements of technical SEO, and this is important, include crawling, indexing, rendering, and website architecture. So crawling means they come to your site, like the Google bot comes to your site, is able to crawl and index your site. Index is number 2. So crawl around your site. And the way that they crawl your site, by the way, is via the links on your site. So whether that be the links that are in the top navigational menus that you have, or the sidebar menus that you have, or within your content, those links are how Google crawls the web and how they crawl your website from page to page in order to index each of those pages. They find them through the links on your site. So the most important thing then is that these pages are accessible. So if you don't have links to all the pages on your site, there's no way that Google is going to find them. It's going to have a very hard time crawling and finding these deep pages that are not in any navigational menus and they're not linked to from any content. So if you're putting, let's say, blogs or posting blogs, or there's old blog posts on your site and they don't have any links going to them from other pages, other content, or other menus on the site, Google's going to have a really hard time finding those, and then it's really rendering them useless. So links, not only from the outside, but we're talking about technical SEO from the inside now, are how Google crawls and indexes your site and the web. So if you want your pages to rank, so if you want Google to show a page in particular, make sure that you have links on your site pointing to these pages so that Google can find them and index them as you want them to. The next thing is, so we talked about crawling and indexing. This is a very short video, so we're not going to get too in the weeds here with it, but internal linking is so super important. That's the major, I would say that's the major takeaway here. And from technical SEO is make sure that your internal linking and your navigational structure allows for not only the bots, but users also to crawl and find the pages on your site as easily as possible. And then rendering the page, meaning they can pull up the page and render the page and it shows up and it looks the way it's supposed to look to visitors. It's not banged up. So also that gets me into other things like errors on your site. So the last thing I'm going to leave you off on is, and these are just the two major things of technical SEO. We can talk for a day about technical SEO. It's just such an in-depth topic, but these are the high impact things that you can do right now. One being site architecture and internal linking. And number 2 is fixing any errors that your site may have. Use tools like Ahrefs, Ahrefs.com, SEMrush, SEMrush.com, Google Search Console. Screaming Frog is a little bit of a more advanced tool for SEOs. But these tools will, if you run your site through them, will show you if there are any errors found on your site. The biggest ones are 404 errors, where somebody comes to a page and it just shows like page not found. So in terms of bringing it back to trust, and this being the Trusted Law Firm podcast and newsletter, if Google refers you a visitor and they come to your site and they find the 404 page and then they immediately turn back, what do you think that does for the trust to not only to the user but to Google? It diminishes that trust. It erodes that trust. It shows that, hey, we sent somebody your way and you basically turned them away. It's as if you had a storefront or your physical office, for example. Somebody came there and expecting to find people behind those doors. They knock on the door and nobody's home. Well, that doesn't really do well for trust. It's as if you're closed, or you're closed early, or you're not living up to your word. Like you should have been there, but you're not. So you want to make sure that all these errors that, especially the ones that are called errors, like some are called warnings, like they're not as serious. Some are called errors. The errors you definitely want to get taken care of, get fixed as soon as possible. The errors that these tools say are on your site. Very last thing is that make sure your site loads quickly. People these days, they don't want to wait even 5 or more seconds for a page to load. Each second that it takes for a page to load is a chance for that user to just hit the back button and go back to Google. And again, tell Google that, hey, nobody was there. I went there. They didn't solve my issue. They didn't have what I needed. Don't send me there again. Don't send people like me there again. So it's just not a good sign. Again, it erodes trust. So get your pages loading as quickly as possible. So those were just top level, 3 very important parts of technical SEO that you should really take care of to build trust with not only Google, but with visitors and with potential clients. Okay, this has been Nick Kringas with the Trusted Law Firm newsletter and podcast, and thanks for watching.